And I'm back. Yeah, you know what happens when I get on the train. Of course, I'm going to lose my connection. So, where was we at? Basically, I was telling you that, you know, I'm not a rich guy at all. I'm a working class. I came from a working class family, and I'm just giving you advice on how to elevate yourself from working class to middle class. That's all my message is, because what I've learned and what from my experience is the school system is still teaching industrial age ideas, or giving the children industrial age knowledge, and we're no longer in the industrial age. We're in the information age. So because we are in the information age, the industrial age is obsolete. And people are still trying to hold on to this obsolete information to apply to knowledge, because that's all that they know. You know, crime, you know, and the only examples I can get is, okay, during the hunter-gatherer age, we would hunt with sticks that we would turn into spears and rocks. With, you know, in the industrial age, they did away with swords, spears. They started using guns, making the the spears obsolete. Because if you could try to go against a dude with a gun and you got a spear, well, you in for a fight of your life. That the chances of you winning is very slim. So imagine doing that nowadays. Okay, you're going to school to learn how to fight with swords and spears, but out in the real world, they fighting with guns, automatic weapons, grenades, drones now. They got smart weapons. They don't even need to fight you. They can send a drone out there to get you, and you got a spear. That's what business is about. That's what, you know, what the kids is learning nowadays. And me knowing that and seeing that, I'm saying, hey, you know, daughter of mine, I know, you know, we told you to go to school to get an education, but you also need to learn, you know, what your family has learned or what they experience, because we out in the real world. School only teaches you theory. College only teaches you theory. You know, your family is going to teach you the truth, what's really going on. So look around, see what your mother's going through, how hard it's for her to find a job. You know, what skills is she using in order to be able to get a job? You know, look at your aunts and uncles and cousins, see what they're doing. That was on my first previous, what I was saying. Look at the other people. They can be your example. Okay, I gotta recharge my card. I've been using it a little bit too much. I don't want to be surprised one day. So while I always do my rambles, I always give you all the education on Panama. Here I'm at Albrook Mall. Albrook Mall is like their Grand Central Station, their port authority if you're in New York. And this is where all of the trains and buses come to that go to Panama. And if you're trying to go any place else, like even if you wanted to go to Costa Rica, you would catch one of the buses from here to go there. So let's see. I need to recharge. The Spanish word for recharge is recarga. And then delete. and it's telling me to insert my card. So I put my card right here. Is it? No, insert card. I'm sorry. I'm inserting it in the wrong place. So put it right there. So if y'all are in Panama at any time, god damn it. What you? Okay, there we go. Alright. Oh, I'm all looking for my wallet. Where my do-rag at? It's on my head. I love that video. I'm pressing charge. So anyway, as we was talking, see, that's what I try to do. I try to, show you all in real time how life is. Damn it. Okay. 23, so I got $23 on my card now, which is more than enough because the trains is 35 cents and the buses is 25 cents. So $23 is gonna last me a month, if not more. So, anywho, so y'all got a little education on, Panama. I attribute that to another black expat who taught me all of that. Shout out to you, Miss Barbara, who taught me that, and where to get the, that's also where you also get your train pass, to travel around Panama. So right now I'm about to go up in the mall, but let me continue with the message, because the message is important. I wake up every day and I meet people in Panama. I talk to my family members and everybody's struggling, and their only solution is get a job. But they're telling me because they can't, finding jobs is hard, even here. You meet a lot of people out here who are saying they can't find jobs. And every time they go look for a job, they're getting turned down. So they out here struggling. But then you find the people who are out here hustling. They selling fruit. They selling water, just like the water boys, selling water on the off-ramps in Atlanta. There's people out here who understand what needs to be done, and they doing it, because that's the age that we're living in. We're living in a gig economy where, okay, you can't just do the old-fashioned things anymore of just go out here and come to a food court and just go from restaurant to restaurant and fill out a job application and hope that the job calls you back. We can't do that no more. If that's what you're doing, guess what? Everybody else is doing the same thing that you're doing. So they're getting over 100 job applications a day. No. What you got to do is get a skill that the economy is looking for, okay? Get proficient in that skill, and then create a business behind that skill and do that. That's what you have to do nowadays, okay? In Panama, okay, they're developing, they're in the infrastructure. They're actually working on a subway right now system going out towards the beach. So anybody who's working, who got skills in construction, could probably go out to those areas where they're working on the subway and get a job, because there's not a lot of people out there. So the labor is limited out there. So if you said, all right, screw it, you know, it's saturated here in Panama City. This is Albrook Mall, y'all. It's saturated in Panama City. Let me go step out and see what they got going on in Chirera. I guarantee you go out to Chirera, you're going to find some work if you got skills. You can't go out there with the same old skills that you got because they ain't got no use for you. They looking for people who can, you know, roll up their sleeves and get their hands dirty. But if you ain't willing to roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty, you're going to be working and you're going to be taken care of. That's what this world is looking for. Even in the States, you know, it's saturated in many of these places. It's unaffordable in many of these places. And the skills that you have are also obsolete, okay? If all you know how to do is answer a phone and work a cash register, well, we got news for you. We got computers to answer phones. Well, I mean, we got people in India who can answer phones for cheaper than what you're willing to be paid to answer a phone. We got computers that can, you know, be a cash register. So what we need you for? No, we need somebody who knows how to work on these computers, who can fix these computers. We need people who can keep the network up and running, the network that connects the people in India here to the people in the States. If you know how to do that, yeah, we got work for you. We need cybersecurity. We need construction workers. We need people who know how to grow food. And that's who they're hiring. See, those are the skills that are important. You know, just sitting here in a kiosk and being a cashier, they ain't nobody, you know, they can get anybody to do that. Even a computer. So if you're a human person and then, you know, they're trying to, you know, go to a universal basic income where they're going to have computers doing everything and then humans is doing nothing. So what does that mean? Whoever controls the computers, okay, can tell the people who are not making any money what to do. They can deem who they want to be rich and who they want to be poor. But just based on the fact that they're controlling everything and you don't have no knowledge to control anything. And that's not me spewing hate, that's just the truth. See, people don't like to hear the truth because, you know, nobody wants to, you know, go into, they want the old thing back. They want the old world where, you know, what they've worked so hard for, studied for, to still be, you know, working so that they can complete their dreams. But life is not like that. Life is about being a generalist. What I was talking to you all before in my previous message. Life is about adapting and overcoming. If, you know, because the only thing that's constant in life is change. And that's the truth. And that you got to learn how to adapt to change and overcome. And that's what I did. You know, when it got too affordable in Boston, I moved to Atlanta. When it got unaffordable or too expensive in Atlanta, I'm here in Panama. If it gets too expensive in Panama, then I'll move someplace else. But hopefully, you know, by the time it gets too expensive in Panama, I would have created enough passive income or enough business, you know, that generates passive income that I could live anywhere and live comfortably because my money, okay, is enough. You know, you need at least to have at least $10,000 a month to live comfortably in America right now. A person who's making $10,000 a month in America, they're living wherever they want to live. California, Boston, because let's just do the math. Okay, how much is it for rent in Boston right now for a 3-bedroom? A 3-bedroom in Boston will probably run you about $4,000. Okay? because I know two bedrooms is running three grand in Boston in certain areas. Okay, in New York, how much is a 3-bedroom? That's like 6 grand. Same in California, probably about 6 grand. So if you're making 10 grand a month, you can live in these places comfortably. But if you're not making 10 grand a month, then you need to be picking and choosing where you need to live. I don't make 10 grand a month. I make half that. So I need to find a place where I could live off of what I make. Panama is it. Colombia is it. Dominican Republic is it. Thailand is it. Bali, Indonesia is it. You see all of the places that I'm naming? These places are affordable. You know, Poland is it. Ecuador, okay? Or you can live in the country of your city that you're living in. For those who don't want to live outside of their state, okay? If you live in Boston, okay, well, you probably might want to move to Chicopee, Springfield. You know, you probably might want to move to, Rhode Island. To some of these places where it's less saturated. Me, I chose here because I can afford to live here comfortably. But also too, my goal hasn't stopped. I'm still young, so my goal is also to be able to get my income up. But the difference is that it's not out of a necessity where I'm over here, I need to hurry up and make, 4 grand, because if I don't make the 4 grand, I'm gonna get kicked out of my apartment. No. My rent is paid. So now I can, wake up every day and breathe and say, all right, so what are we going to do to be able to increase this income and start working towards those ideas as a labor of love and then instead of a labor of fear. And that's all the message that I'm putting out there to you. Okay? That's all. So I'm going to stop rambling because I done rambled on. But I just wanted to put that message out to you, and of course this message is for everybody, including my daughter, and it's not that I don't care, it's just that, as I said, I'm trying to show you, I'm trying to do like what my mother, your grandmother did, and what my father did, be an example, and show you what's going on in this world and how you need to move. I'm moving how I feel that you need to move, or I know how you need to move. You need to be forward thinking, okay? It's unaffordable here. No, I'm not going back to school to go get some better education, a degree so that I can try to get a high-paying job. No, I'm gonna go where I can afford to live, and I'm gonna create a business, and I'm gonna, buy real estate where I can afford to buy real estate, which is gonna give me income to be able to take care of myself and increase my income. And that's what my message is to not just you, but also the rest of the world. That's how this world operates. No, I'm not trying to vote Democrat or Republican because none of that means anything to a black working class person, okay? As they say, right wing, left wing, same racist bird. That's not hate, that's the truth, okay? We're black, we're working class, and there are some people out here who want us to stay working class. They want the black people to be 3rd and 4th class citizens because those are the people who are the cashiers in these restaurants, in this food court. Those are the people who stock the stores, okay? They want us to stay that because they need those people. Those people help the economy. They need slaves. And everybody knows that black people were slaves and they want to find a way to keep us slaves. They can't force us to be slaves, so they go to what they call socialism, which is by vote, by proxy. You are going to choose to be a slave. But if you don't choose to be a slave, they're going to make it hard for you. Well, I don't choose to be a slave, so I'm living a hard life. Okay? But if you go through that hard life and you're able to endure, success comes out on the other end. Because, okay, I'm out here and I'm starting from scratch, but I have knowledge on what's to come. And that's really what it is. As I said, if you go back to what I was saying before, I was living in Boston, okay? The prices went up in Boston. And I couldn't afford to live in Boston, but I had skills. So I moved down to Georgia with my skills, and my skills exceeded the economy of Georgia. So now I'm able to go there and establish myself, okay, and buy property in Georgia. And now, okay, when Georgia becomes too expensive to live, all right, well, guess what? I'm able to rise a little bit because I'm not a slave pretty much in Georgia anymore. I'm an owner. I'm a property owner. I'm a business owner. So when the prices rise, my rent rises. So the person who's, didn't move how I move, they're forced to pay that rent until they start getting into the same mindset or get into some money where they can move out and go buy their own house. That's how this works. This is the game. I'm giving you all the game. Okay. Well, it's gotten unaffordable in Georgia. All right. I could stay in Georgia and I could struggle along with the rest of them, or I can do what I did before. I moved out, find some place where it's a little bit more affordable, and my skills are able to, allow me to make money. So I moved there. But I have a little bit of, wiggle room now, because not only do I have the skills that's helping me with income, but I also have property that's giving me passive income. And now I can take those two things and improve on what I got now. And then by the time it gets unaffordable, hopefully, as I said, I'll be at the mark where, okay, it doesn't matter anymore because I own enough property or I have enough business to where it doesn't matter how unaffordable it gets. I'll be able to sustain myself. And that's what the goal is. Not, okay, my skills is obsolete, so I need to go back to school, because that's what they teach you. Your skills, you're not making enough money because your skills is obsolete. You need to go back to school and get better skills. They're trying to keep you to be a slave. You want to think boss. You want to think business owner. You want to think real estate investor, because those are the things that they're doing in order to allow them to rise above all of this. So me, that's what I am trying to tell you all. And that's my message. That's what I ramble about every time I get on this live. And that's what I'm going to be talking about on my YouTube page, from Black Cleaner to Black Expat. But I'm not just going to be talking about it. I'm going to be being about it. I'm going to be showing you these things. I know I told you I was going to get off of here a long time ago, but I just had to beat that in your head. All right. So now that we understand, we're on the same page. Y'all know what I'm going to be talking about. Y'all know what I'm going to be being about. I'm getting off now. And I can't compete with your mama talking to one person. So I didn't compete. I just stepped away because I've been there. I've been where you've been through. I didn't start learning everything from my father until I got out of the military when I was 22 years old. My father was not around me like I'm not around you. It was when I turned 22 and I got out of the military, that's when I started being around my father more. And me and him was able to create our bond then. So, because there was no interruptions. There was nobody in my ear, telling me don't listen to what he's saying. Okay? Even back then, nobody was in my ear back then. Well, yeah, they weren't in my ear, but my mother passed away when I was 10 years old, but my aunt took over. My aunt and uncle took over. They was the ones that was handling my day-to-day. So those were the people that my father had to deal with. Okay? And of course, they had a greater influence on me because I was there with them every day. I wasn't with my father every day. I would go over there on the weekends. And then when I got into the military, I wasn't there at all. So, but when I got out of the military, okay, instead of going back to being around my aunt, I started being around my father. Why? Because it's my father who could show me what I needed to do in order to make money, because he's a black man out here. He's been through everything that I'm going to go through. He got fired from Boston City Hospital and had to open up his own pest control company. You see what I'm saying? So he was in the military just like I was in the military. I'm following in his footsteps. And a lot of this stuff I was forced to do. It wasn't like I chose to do it. I was forced to go into the military, just like he was kind of forced to go into the military. They was drafting people back then during his time. Okay, they wasn't drafting people, but if I didn't go into the military, I probably would have ended up in jail because I was out here not doing the right thing. So I ended up going into the military, which was the best decision because it allowed me to leave and go overseas to Japan. Okay. And since I was able to go overseas to Japan, I was able to see a different world out here, that the United States does not operate on. And not to, go by the United States rules, because the whole world operates differently. My father did the same thing. He was able to go to Okinawa. So when you go out and you see different things, you have a new frame of mind to operate from, which is different from the people who've never left their city or their state. So you can come in with new ideas, but the new ideas are strange because it goes against the norm of what you have been dealing with all the time. So people are afraid to accept the ideas that you're telling them. So that's what I'm competing against. Somebody who has never gotten on a plane and left and went to another country to see that another country does not operate how you have been taught to operate. But if you listen to me, you'll be able to get on a plane and go to another country and see the same things that I'm seeing. Now you're able to compete in this world because, there's the world economy and the world mindset that is greater than where you're living at. Somebody's perfume smells good. But I'm done. I've said everything I needed to say. I thank you all for watching. I appreciate you. What's going on, Cousin Daryl? I see your name out here. I appreciate you watching. And that's all, Tell your kids, hey, get out here, talk to your old folks, see what they doing. Learn from them, from what to do and what not to do. Okay? I'm going to enjoy some of this Panama lifestyle. I offered you all to come here for Thanksgiving. Nobody accepted. It's all good. Hope to see you all one of these holidays. The offer is still out there. But I'm going to this nice mall. I need to go up in here in one of these stores and go get me something, because I got to be looking fly for Thanksgiving. The Expats is having a Thanksgiving dinner, so I'm going to go to that. But the offer's still out here. If you still want to come, I'm here. just let me know. I have you set up. I got a nice, I got a 3-bedroom apartment, so I got a room open. If anybody want to come, all you gotta do is pay for your hotel. Pay for your air flight, your airfare. The hotel's already taken because you're staying with me. All right. Putting up the deuces. Love y'all.